Hi, Roger. This is Matthew Robert Payne. This is a prophecy for you. This is a T-shirt that says the world needs more compassion. I've got a number of T-shirts that people can buy. They can look at them and in the description tag. If you're watching this, this is personal prophecy. It's like a spiritual reading that you get from a psychic or a clairvoyant, but it's through the gift of prophecy, which is one of the spiritual gifts in the faith of Christianity. So, Roger, as I was reading your email address, thought it said Roger Rabbit, and that was entertaining for me until I realised that it was the Roger Roberts. Yeah. One thing that happens to me as soon as I turn on my camera is I get itchy, and it just seems to be something that the enemy does. So I hope you can discard that and think that he's professional. It's just that he itches a lot. It's 10:55, and I'll start now. So, Roger, I sense that the rivers flow deep with you. I just got a picture of this real river flowing deep, and I sense that you dive deep with your questions and your knowledge in life. You pursue things in a very deep way. You may have friends that you may have a number of good friends that are deep people. I flow pretty deep in Christianity, and I find few people that can flow that deep. So depth, spiritual depth, can lead to loneliness. I'm not sure if you're lonely, but I sense that you've done some study, done quite a bit of study in your own time of certain subjects in the Christian faith, and I sense that Jesus wants to thank you for the time that you've invested. It's really been an investment from your side of time, and part of you hears Jesus saying thank you, and just brushes it off and says, "There's no problem, Jesus." But he really does appreciate it, and he wants you to hear how he's happy. I'm a teacher, a pretty good Christian teacher, written 55 books, and I see the same qualities that I have in myself in other people when I'm doing prophecies. If they've got something similar to what I have, I'm able to see it, and I sense that you're going to be used to teach the body of Christ, and not only teach them concepts, but teach them at levels of depth. For instance, I could see you writing a book on a subject like intimacy with Jesus, for instance, and I could see you writing and releasing the book at 3 different levels of understanding. At the simplest level, at a deeper level, and at a deeper level. Now, I'm not sure that you can do that. I'm not sure that you'd want to do that, but you could. You've got the ability to speak a subject that's complex in a simple way, and you've got an ability to speak a subject that's complex in a complex way. And depending on your audience, is depending on how you speak. And that's truly profound. That's truly, well, it comes naturally to you, but it's a lot different to people have out there. And I sense that the Lord would desire you to start to teach. I can imagine that you've already got a YouTube channel, or you've already been writing blogs, or doing something. Teaching is such a big part of who you are that I imagine that you've already dipped your toes in and have been doing it for a while. I can sense more if I did a prophetic blueprint of your life. When I do a prophetic blueprint, I mention 9 or 10 things that you're called to do, but they're getting blocked at the moment. The other 8 sort of things are getting blocked at the moment for some reason. And you could do that by ordering one. And that sounds like a real sales gimmick that I've just done there. And it does sound like it probably is, but there's so many dimensions to you. I sense that you've got this a real encouragement, a real encouraging spirit too. I have that too, and you're really able to come alongside nearly anyone and find something that you can encourage them in, find some characteristic or some part about them that you can give them a compliment. And that just flows really naturally. It's almost without even thought you're doing it. And I find myself doing it too, that I can just compliment people without even thinking. And but there is some thinking that goes into it to do good compliments and specific and strategic compliments. From time to time, it requires a little bit of thought, and to be able to do it, you need to be observant, and powers of observation need to be really perfected to be able to compliment as many people as I do. I see you teaching schools. I don't know if there's a university. I've got people prophesy that I'll be doing schools. I'll ring you back. David, I'll ring you back in 5 minutes when I finish this prophecy. No problem. Right, so I see you doing schools in some sort of knowledge. I've, like I said, I've got prophecies that say I'm going to do schools in prophetic evangelism, in prophecy. I'm not sure what you're going to do, but I sense that you're going to teach people. I can see about 20 people, 25 people in the school, and so it's intimate. It's not like 100 people in the lecture theatre, and I sense that you can almost teach anything. I've got a friend called Praying Medic who only has to hear about something, do some research into a subject, and then he can teach on that subject. I'm not really like that, but he can do that, and I sense that you can do the same. I see you bringing new technologies to the world, creating something, creating things. I see you moving freely when it comes to money and income. and I see you developing sustainable living ideas for people. I see you moving in a number of things. So yeah, prophetic blueprint was starting to open up to me. Sorry for that phone call. It disturbed me, and something you don't want to happen. So I see you always moving toward and moving the people that are listening to you toward kingdom living, toward giving everything up, toward laying down your whole life for Jesus Christ. And I can see you teaching people how to live this life of separation, this holy living, separating from the world. And that's so ingrained in you. And I can see you teaching it in a really radical way. In a way, the word radical came out of my mouth, which means that you'll be radical like me. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm pleased that your agenda will be always kingdom, that you'll be teaching the people the kingdom, and that really makes me happy. So I hope that this has blessed you and encouraged you, and I love some people.